Real Agriculture's coverage of Agritechnica 2019 is brought to you by Brevant. Seed, yield, easy. Sean Haney here with Real Agriculture. We're at Agritechnica 2019 in Hanover, Germany, brought to you by Brevant. And right now we're with Konstantin Stahl. He is with Fendt. How's it going today, Konstantin?
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we are in the new Ideal Combine from Fendt and AGCO. And what is really, really cool and different here is that something is missing. And you kind of look around the cab, the console looks fine, the seat looks fine, but hey, wait a minute, there's no steering wheel. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's absolutely right. You can ask yourself a question, are you really missing something? If you look in the front, it's missing the steering wheel and the steering column. It has been completely removed. This is a new Ideal drive system where we have a joystick steering. It's a steer-by-wire system, which you can see here on my left hand. It's an additional lever on the left-hand side where you can steer the entire machine. You also have the indicator and the horn on it, and it's simply removing the steering wheel.
Okay, so we're steering with our left hand, not the right side joystick.
Absolutely. So every button remains the same on the left-hand lever. Only on the left-hand lever, it's only for steering and for the indicator that you can go with this machine as well on the road.
So we were talking earlier before we got in the cab here. I asked you, why has this taken so long? Because it makes so much sense. As we're sitting here in the cab, the steering wheel is not wrecking our point of view. We can actually see through this obviously very large window and see what we're doing right in front of us instead of having to lean and hunch over that steering wheel a lot of the time. So what's taking so long?
Well, a good question. Of course, there are different projects and customer requests and demands, and due to that or based on that, we're working on different topics. This has now been launched on Ideal. Ideal has just been launched 2 years ago, so it's a brand new platform still. We're still in the introduction phase, but especially on those combines, they're really operated on the field for many, many hours. So long days in the field, and there you also have different requirements from a customer point of view, as you're not being that many hours on the road anymore, you're being more on the field. You do not really have, let's say, to have something in front of you or to keep your hands parked, let's say, on the road. So there are different needs from customers which are related in our projects to Ideal, as we have just launched this new project. So this, let's say, was based in this, and also, let's say, the requests from customers are changing. So in some years they are asking, let's say, ask for invest, let's say, in this direction or the other direction, but there was a clear guidance to have a better visibility on the header. As the feeder house is always in front of you, the header is getting wider and wider, so the visibility on the header is so important. It's getting more important the wider the header is getting. Becoming. And on the other hand, let's say, of course, also the development of electronics and hydraulics is now on a different level than, let's say, 20 years ago. And this altogether led into the launch now in 2019.
Have you driven on the road at a high kilometer per hour? What is it like driving with the joystick like that?
It's different. So usually, and this is also the test we've made with customers, it takes 5 to 8 minutes to get confident really with your Ideal drive joystick steering. But it's brilliant. So it's so precise. It takes you a few minutes to get used to it, but you have this force feedback control. So if you move this lever to the left or to the right hand, it gets an increased force. The wider you move this lever or the faster you go, it also increases the force feedback, and therefore it's really easy to make sure that the machine stays on the road, of course, as you would like to keep it on the road. And it's really handy, and you get used to it pretty fast.
And from the standpoint of the new model, on the right side on the console, everything's kind of stayed the same?
Absolutely. Everything stays the same. You still have all functionalities on the right-hand lever and all the other ones on the console next to it, and only, let's say, the steering is really on the left-hand lever.
Yeah, I can see people with this open view in the front without the steering wheel. I can see people really more keeping the seat further back to view everything, because before people would move their seats so far forward to be able to see over that steering wheel. So I think where the seat's position in the cab is going to change a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And what they also tried to, let's say, to have a better visibility next or in front of the steering column, as they always try to look, okay, what's going on next to it or in front of it or what's around. But now you really can position your seat where you want to have it. You still can get into a very relaxed position. You can store or keep your legs where you want them to be. And same for the left hand armrest. You can move this to adapt it to your needs. So if you have a longer arm, you really can position this to a more forward position. You can move it backwards, so that it's really comfortable to have this left hand where it has to be. And you still have a perfect visibility, and nothing is in between, which is not really required anymore.
Okay, so here's the important question. We're day 2 here at Agritechnica. What's been the feedback from farmers that have been sitting in here? What have they been saying?
They've been surprised. They've never seen this before. Of course, it's a technology which is used in construction machinery already in some cases, but it's absolutely new in agricultural equipment. So there's no machine on the market which has this in Europe currently, and they're really surprised. And especially combine operators which are operating a combine already for years and for hours throughout the season, for hundreds of hours, they really see this benefit within a second. So if they are, let's say, experienced operators, they get also to this steering or this steering with this lever within a few seconds, but they really see this benefit of this great visibility beside this more relaxed operation, as it's, let's say, minus 65% muscle activity. As you're really relaxed, you do not have to move any steering wheel anymore. So this is really beside the visibility, also the relaxed operation of the combine.
Will we be able to get the combine without the steering column in North America?
Yes, we'll also get this.
Oh, awesome. Okay, well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.